we had more rain yet again. But what I wanted to share with you is one rose who does not care about the rain. And this is Celestine. She has been so full of blooms this season. Very healthy rose. I'm not seeing black spot, and a little bit of sawfly damage, but not too bad. Looks like the blooms are about 3.5 inches or so. This is Grace here. I have been leaving her alone because there's a bird nest in there. In fact, I hear the mama up here right now. Where is she? She's right there, and she wants to make sure that I'm not going to get too close. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue our tour now of what's in bloom on the waterfront side. I see a Crown Princess Margarita here, and what I did with her was I hadn't trained her pot properly, and so the canes were really firm and tall, and so I hacked her down to 12 inches or so, and now I have nice limber canes to work with. This is Abraham Darby back here. Abraham for us typically just has one nice flush, and then after that he's a hot mess with black spots, so I really don't enjoy him after the first flush. Vanessa Bell is getting ready to go into a full bloom. A lot of buds here. Let's see, here in this section I've got Peach Glory and another peach. Abraham is a staple in our garden. Oh, this rose is looking so pretty. This is Yolande d'Argon, and she has been blooming now for us for maybe a week and a half. So she's arching, and so I kind of put just a support next to her to give her a little bit of support. Here we've got the Olivias. I'm going to be adding more here because she's just such a strong performer for us. The azaleas are in bloom. I like encore azaleas because you'll get several flushes in a season, at least 3. The peonies are finally blooming, and I need to support them. I've just been so busy I haven't had a chance to do that. You can see the irises. So if you remember, we moved this bed out. It used to, I think, end about here. So we moved the boxwood and the nepeta. So I think that there's going to be additional shifts that need to take place in the future as we watch how everything's growing. But that's part of the fun of a garden, isn't it? Is just making lots of changes. Angel face. The alliums are here and they're blooming. This is Frederick Minstrel. It's from Reverence for Roses at Sesame Land. What's this? This is Plum Perfect. I see Anna's Promise back here. We'll go look at that. Or is that About Face? You know, that might be About Face. Astrantia. Who is this Red Beauty? It also has a little bit of a deficiency, an iron deficiency. When you see that the leaves have green veins, Munstead Wood. This is About Face, and it has beautiful coloring on the reverse of the leaves. A knockout because they are dependable. So I think that I have 3 knockouts now in the garden. I've removed all of the others. I have a yellow knockout and an orange that I just added. I can't wait to see the orange. Iceberg. This is Eustacia Vi. I wonder what rose this is. I don't have a label on it. Well, that's going to be interesting. I wonder what rose. This is a salvia, a red salvia. This is Sensuous. The Fairy. I just added this from Chateau de la Rose. Oh, here in bloom is a sweet shrub. This is Heritage. Got a peony back here. White peony, finishing up a bloom. These are white veranda. I find the veranda roses are really dependable for us. Wait until I show you the veranda that I have over on the other side. So let's look left really quick and see how everything's coming together. So the trio of white verandas, salvia, this is Grace. She was an early bloomer for us this year. Heavenly Rosalind is one of my favorites. I really like single petals. And then I put Fighting Temeraire right behind her because that's another single that is just so pretty. Comte de Champagne is just starting. And Eglantine. is in here. So I still have mulch to put down, ignore that. I've got to show you a project down here with our star garden, and you can see that the boleros are blooming. So let's head down here. You can see the pots that we're putting at the pier today. It's happening today. I can't wait. We finally got the pots bolted down last night, and they're on the pier. Zoom in. So we're gonna get those potted up, and you can see the boleros are looking so pretty in here. So down here at the Star Garden, we're gonna have blocks of color, the Sentable line from Star, and I need to finish weeding this bed, but you will see one of our new, I added just a circle here in the center since I didn't want to have a statue to walk around. It'll have Nepeta in it. So do you remember I added these benches, and it was just really bothering me how it appeared with the unlevel ground. And so we added soil, and we have seeded that, so we're hoping that that'll come up fairly quickly, and I'll be able to show that to you in the next video. And then we're going to be adding, hopefully today, umbrellas down here so that I can sit for a bit and really take in the view without too much sun. But I'm really happy with the retaining wall, and I'll show that to you from the other side. But let's sit down here a second and see how it looks. So I think that looks a lot better, don't you? Miller enjoying the rose garden. Okay, let's keep walking. Oh, I've got some other roses that are starting to come into bloom here. We'll head down that side in a second. The ladder's here because we were using that for bolting the piers last night, or bolting the pots. So I've got a couple more plants to add in here, but I think when I show you the view from the pier, you're really gonna like that. So you can see that all of the roses are starting to show their color. Oh my goodness. Who is this? This is the Anak. Lawrence of Arabia. And we're gonna be adding a retaining wall here, I think in the fall. I just can't afford it right now. I've spent so much money, but I'll show you why we need to add a retaining wall. This is Winter Sun. We'll talk about this in a second. Lorraine, Teresa Benet. Get in front of that. So let's talk about what happened here. We get waves. So you can see that this boxwood here is burned. The daylily is burned. Peggy Martin looks okay, but this rose, this is Mother of Pearl, got hit really hard. And so if you are in a situation where you've got salt spray, even from, let's say you've got your roses at the road and it's winter and they're using salt, it can really hurt the roses. And so what you need to do, because certainly we can't stop them from salting, I can't stop the salt from the waves, is if you notice that they're being impacted by the salt, you need to come and water them really heavy to try to dilute that concentration of salt. So you can see that the canes are green. It's going to recover, but we're going to add a wall here. It might be about the same height as this wall with larger stones, but we're just hoping to prevent the wash away of mulch that we've been experiencing. Now this Peggy did get hit a little bit, so we will watch her, but I think they're going to be fine. Oh my gosh, these roses look so pretty. So here on this side, these are a lot of our one-time bloomers, and gosh, they're so happy. So let's give you these names. This is Ardoise de Lyon. And these roses on this side do not have salt spray. So the waves must have been coming, you know, from this direction. This is a sport of Variegata de Bologna, and it is just totally budded up and so happy. I am really loving this rose. And in fact, let me see if it's this one. Yesterday I was out here, and this rose, between these two roses, there was so much fragrance that I was just tickled. This is Beau Bells. This is Honorine de Brabant, and I need to come out here and deadhead, but she's a striped cuppy rose. Look at this beauty. This is Paul Ricault. This is PAOK, and it's going to have to come out because Hortico, this came from Hortico, and I'm noticing that all of the roses that I got from them, which is interesting because typically we see mosaic on Dr. Huey rootstock, but this is multiflora rootstock, and so that's just very interesting. This is Strawberry Hill. Let's back up here. Look how pretty. Also in this bed, I'm going to turn right quickly, is Sonnenwelt. The first bloom that I have from Sonnenwelt every year is more yellowy, and then after this flush, it'll turn to an apricot. All right, let's head down to the water. So this is how the gardens look from the water. I love the stone urns that we added to flank the entrance. I'll come out here a little bit later today to see if I can get a better picture without the sun coming from this direction. But you can see the bolero blooming there. So I can't wait to just see masses of color here on the beds. And let's look at these antique roses here on the right. All of the bolero, they were just early bloomers. They're ahead of everybody else. Okay, let's head down here. The mulch will finish going down today. We've got a lot of projects that we're going to finish today. This is Baptisia. It's great for the back of a border, and then I also have that deep purple there. This is April Love. And who is with her? This is April Love and Rain Victoria. This is Claire. So we extended this bed out. It used to end back here. So we have a couple more moves to make in the fall. This is Zade. This is Peach Drift, 3 of them together. Summer Sun is a very large rose. This is another Claire. Let's see, who do we have? Well-Being back there. Marmalade Skies. This is Acropolis. Acropolis has very small little blooms. It's nice for a flower arrangement. Foxy Lady. And then this is Safari. And Moonlight in Paris has black spot, but just a little. And Jane Austen. This is The Poet's Wife. This is Augusta Louise. And this is Roxy. Roxy is a miniature, and I'm going to move it to the front of my bed later this fall because it'll just be a great little front bed. This is Heritage. This is Apricot Candy. I just added this from Heirloom. This is the Shepherdess. My favorite Bliss has not started blooming yet. Next to it is Gentle Hermione. She's going to have a ton of buds here, but we'll get a look at the bloom. This is Boscabelle getting ready to bloom. And who is this? This is Anne Boleyn. This is what I want to show you. Look at these cream veranda. I've got 3 of them here. I am loving this bloom. Nice dark green foliage, really healthy. Oh, so I mentioned we've got a lot of things to move in the coming fall. I'll move out the Nepeta, make more room here for all of the plants. I have roses in here, Ken's favorite roses, the hybrid teas that just don't do as well for us. But I got a lot of moves to make. My Bathsheba is back here. I really tried to tie her in good this season, but she has really been growing. I can't wait until she climbs up so that I can see her, but maybe that'll happen this season. The limelights will be in bloom in August. This is La Marne. Very tiny little bloom. Let me show you. It's only about an inch or so, but look how sweet. I think that'll be pretty in a flower arrangement. This pretty color is Lillian Austin. I got this from High Country. These are all new, planted this year, Miller. This is Desiree Parmenter. Let's look at a bloom. And then this is Coupe de Hebe, Coupe de Heb. This is Tuscany Superb, first bloom. Another Tuscany Superb. This is Ishbahan. Let me turn around. I don't want to make you dizzy. I'm going to turn so that you can look at it here. Darcy has put on a really nice show. This is a standard, but she's actually just finishing her bloom. In this bed, I have some roses that still haven't woken up. I'm hoping that they're going to make it. And another miniature here. This is Pink Sunblaze.